Hello everyone, Jeff here for Respawn Studios, back with more Hearthstone games. I have made a new deck, and now that the first actual non-test season has started in ranked play, I've been using it, and I'm going to show off 2 games, getting up to my highest rank ever, 15. I know it's not that high. I've just been trying tons of different decks, Murlocs, all kinds of different things. I found an interesting kind of build on Hearthstone.com for a Druid deck. I like the idea, but not the cards or how they said to play it. So I switched up about 12 or 14 of their 30 cards. So it's like half of their idea and half of how I think it should actually be played, how I like to play. So this is a Druid deck. It's built for mid-game and late game. The point is to frustrate your opponent by having lots of big cards with taunt, and they can't really do anything about it. Maybe they could deal with 1 or 2, but not really more than that. You just overwhelm them with power. There are very few spells, but they're good ones, like deal 5 damage, draw a card, swipe, do 4 damage to an enemy and 1 damage to all others, which you could use on a minion or the guy himself to do 4 or more quick damage. There are the Druid cards, like have the 4/4 guy with charge, or make it a 4/6 with taunt. Give a minion plus 2/2 with taunts. So a lot of good cards to buffer your already hopefully good guys. And this first matchup is actually what you might run into a lot. Looking on all the different Hearthstone forums and big sites, apparently most people right now in high ranked play are obsessed with hunters. And not even like good hunters, just using their standard cards, making the standard plays. The explosive traps, using the hounds in addition to the buzzard to draw a bunch of cards at the same time, using the wolf with the hounds to do a bunch of quick damage. So just typical stupid boring stuff to me. That's, as I just said, that's stupid and boring to me. I don't like those strategies. I like actually coming up with ideas, not using just standard cards, because anyone could do that. So I try and be something different. So I use 2 legendaries in this deck, I think. I use the Black Knight to... Its special effect is you could automatically destroy an enemy minion. Let me make up some gibberish here. An enemy minion with taunts, and then the I believe it's Ragnarok, the Fire Lord, the 8/8 that can attack, but it does at the end of your turn 8 damage to a random enemy. My staple legendary is usually Leroy Jenkins. I just don't think it makes sense in this deck. So I had actually been playing a hunter as one of my test decks, using a lot of those standard plays. That's when I found I just don't like that. It's too commonplace and not fun to play to me. So I very much know their common strategies, their traps, so I'm just trying to beat his ass right now in the first few turns. And as you can probably tell by the time of this video, and I mentioned it already, it's 2 games. I'm able to win both fairly quickly. And that's another thing I love about Hearthstone, as I've mentioned in my past videos. None of the games are really that long, so even if you lose, which can be incredibly frustrating, that's usually when I turn my stream off, right after 1 loss. I win like 3 or 4 in a row, lose 1, now I'm dead. I'm done. I know you can't have 100% win rates. It's good to have even like 60% win rates, but I get so mad anytime I lose once. And usually the loss that ended this stream, a game I don't show, I was kicking his paladin's ass. I had full health. I had Ragnarok out. He had 2 minions and like 7 health to my full health. And he dropped all of his cards to like gain a bunch of health. It was so frustrating. I quit the match. It was horrible. But back to this game and the current plays. You see, it all comes down to situations, what to play. The other thing I don't like about a lot of the standard build decks, like Murlocs, I get the idea, you want to rush and win as fast as you can, but things like Hunter or Control mages or paladins or priests. I don't like that crap because it relies too much on your opponent doing something and then you reacting to that. I hate that. I'm so much more of an aggressive person in everything. No, I like the idea of you doing the actions and forcing them to respond to you. I don't like the opposite, waiting for them to do something and you reacting. I want to keep them on their toes. And what I like about this deck and what seems to be working is having all of these big minions and all of these plays to drop a minion and then buff it even more. It makes it really hard for a lot of people to deal with them. As I said, you might be able to deal with one or two, use a polymorph to change it to a 1/1 sheep, or use a hex, make it an 0/1 with taunts. But a lot of people don't have cards to deal with, again, more than one of those. So if you could drop two and say 2 consecutive turns, you're good to go. You'll be probably able to do 12 or more damage a turn at least with just those 2 minions. Then couple that with a swipe to do 4 damage. So say you have one turn where you have 10 mana and you use a swipe. So what I do here, that Starfire would do 5 damage and a swipe would do 4 damage. So 9 damage alone to the hero. And then 6 damage with my guy. Oh, but I had 9 mana here, so I wasn't able to use both. But it's another pretty big combo. So on this turn, I did 12 damage with only 1 card. The Starfire, then I attacked my minion and did the hero power. Gain 1 armor and 1 attack. So that worked out really well. And I forget what the second matchup is, actually. This might also be a paladin. Or is it another hunter? I don't even remember, and I just did this like 20 minutes ago. But we'll find out together. So as you might have heard me mention, I have played this a decent amount, probably like 300 total games. No, that's not true. I must have played at least 500 or 600 games. I have over 300 wins in play mode. But I've done a lot of practice mode games, trying out different deck styles, and I've done a lot of unranked games. So I've never really gotten higher than 16 before. I've gotten 16 in 3 of the test seasons, and then I never like playing one deck over and over again. I even at like rank 16 will try out a new deck, and that's obviously probably a stupid move. I'll just lose. But I'm not trying to be like legend rank 1 in the world. I know, well, everyone probably thinks they're good at this game, but I think I am pretty darn good. Oh, so yeah, I am playing another hunter here. But anyway, this is my win, and it starts the win streak. Or I think the last one I was even on a win streak. I don't even remember. But when I win this, I get up to 2 stars into rank 15. Alright, so you see I have the coin and an innervate, so I could gain 1, 2, 3 in addition to the 1, but I don't want to use, like, say, innervate to drop a golem when I have a 5 sitting there, 2 different 5s. So I end my turn, wait for the second turn, so when I have 2 mana and I use those 2 boosts to get to 5 mana, I could then drop one of the 5 cards. So there we go. Drop the infamously named Booty Bay Bodyguard. So there, the second turn, I have a 5/4 out. Yes, a hunter does have the card destroy a random enemy minion, but I don't know if they'd use it that early in the game anyway. Alright, so why do I do that? Why do I not destroy that thing? I like, again, applying the early pressure, doing damage to the opponent, making them make decisions maybe they don't want to do, forcing them to play different than their comfort style. That's my favorite thing. And that's, again, what I love about this deck. It's kind of unusual. I've never really seen anyone else play this, what I call the big game style. Try and get some early aggression, force your opponent, again, to do things unusual, and then bust out a bunch of giant minions, and they not really have anything to do about it. Because if you get some early decent minions out, they probably have burned a lot of their good spells or early game minions on them. So you'll have a pretty clear board, or at least no spells to worry about when you get to your bigger minions too. Alright, so I used the swipe, and yes, he only had one minion with 4 health, and it's not that great of a minion. It gives other beasts +1 attack. But I just, again, like clearing the board, keeping the aggression up, all about making the pace of the game go to your drumbeat and not theirs. Alright, so I buffed a Harvest Golem. So even that little card, a 2/3, but now making him have to do something. Even when he destroys it, it'll come back as the 2/1. So here he keeps trying to put down taunt cards to slow me down, but I keep having ways to counter that. So here I'm going to play the 4/4 with charge. So he has a 3/3, so it would still be alive, and I'm now able to attack with my buffed up higher damage Golem. So everything just really worked out in my favor in this game too. Alright, so that was a good card for him. But you see, what? Like, do 2 damage, he just wants to clear the board? Like, yeah, he's getting low on health, but that's just very rash, and now I know he's used a lot of spells, so I'm just going to keep the pressure up, keep putting down taunt guys, keep applying damage, use my hero ability there. And you see I have the Ragnarok guy able to do 8 damage to a random enemy. Alright, so he dropped a really good card for that situation, the 4/2 charge with... Oh, is this the epic play? I think it hits him directly. Yeah. That's awesome. So what does he have, 1 health? Or something. That's so great. And you probably see in my webcam I was stretching a lot, my neck was hurting. I'm sorry if it's really dark, my lamp is right behind me. I just love sitting in this chair. And I've only streamed a few times so far. So I'm not really used to trying to appeal to like fans, which I don't think I have any yet, unless you're watching here on our YouTube, which has over 1,000 subscribers. But alright, so now he has 4 minions, and I only have Ragnarok. So I'm thinking, okay, how could I maximize the chance to have Ragnarok hit him? So I make kind of risky moves here. I'm doing worst case scenario, I don't hit him. So I use the one, to me that's like one of the most badass cards anyone has. It only costs 1 mana, you automatically destroy a minion. So even if it's like a 10/10 with taunt and divine shield, you could destroy it for 1 mana. But there I was lucky enough that Ragnarok hit the guy, gave him -7 health, and I won. So there we go. Talking a little bit about my philosophy and showing off my new deck, the big game style. So I hope you enjoyed this little video commentary, and I should be back with more videos soon.